This is Calcats, the Calcatster, and this is a review of Starfleet Academy, Episode 7, Kiara, something like that. Kiara? Yeah. That sounds like a Sillian word, and is. Yet again. Yeah, so... Because, there's the Khionians without an H, and there's the Khionians with an H, as addressed in Silly Trek. The Khionians without an H are the non-corporeal aliens that the Aster family in Next Generation encountered. The aliens in this are Khionians with an H. The Khionian also, so the ones with an H have an H. A little different. But if they're related in any way, just, they seem to have similar powers to the betrothed and to the Greek god characters from TOS. And they could be like the other ones. They probably aren't. In this episode, we have Genesis and Caleb. I think it's Caleb. I think that's or Mir. There's like a Foundation Day, a World's Day. That's what it's, World's Day, and they're like they stay behind the academy. Of course, they're going to get into trouble and do like a Sillian thing. Let's break into the bridge. Which they do last. There's a lab scene with the toxic chemical roulette. That's really stupid. But yes, that's really stupid. But then there's a bridge scene where she's trying to get to her records because the girl, the Genesis, has been fast tracked, and she doesn't want to, basically. So then they're gonna she broke into the bridge, so of course she can't be. There's the plot. The other plot is Amok time. They're doing Amok time again, and the Khionian guy and Darren, and the Klingon guy, Class or whatever his name is. They go to a planet. At first, he thinks the Klingons think they're being kidnapped to the planet, but no, they're being taken to the planet through these wormhole things. And that is from the other Khionians. So they have technology from the other Khionians. I'm thinking they're descendants of them, the people that were left behind from that story, so they are a little bit related. They're also Sillians, so they have like Sillian powers, a little bit Zentradi Robotech powers thrown in. A little bit, they're a little bit, their behavior is similar to the Vulcans and the Greek god aliens. But their behavior is also similar to the quasi-religious group, the COL, TMS, Martial Sportiest. Close enough. They say, are they actually, did some of them become Xers of COL over the last 900 years after them? After the 2400s, later on, did they evolve into these other Khionians? Are they just using the name with an H because it just sounds different? They want to disguise that they are the descendants of the people that killed the Asters, but Jeremy Aster survived. The descendants of that. The relationship between the Aster character and the Kiriyoshi character in my series is very similar to this one. There's a Kira in the story who is the girlfriend. It's a Kiara, but it's close enough. It's a version of Kiriyoshi. The relations are similar because they are. So when we did our Starship Locations Meets the Transformers story, we had to make sure not to copy exactly what they were doing on Star Trek Academy. So we couldn't actually go to the Academy. They had to already be fully on the bridge. If we're going to do the Khionians, we have to establish the differences between the two in the story and not quite go there. So they don't quite go there. They go to Cybertron instead. But this story kind of parallels that other story because we don't want to quite do what they did. We're going to do something similar. See, I want to avoid that. Yeah, and I'm in my outfit from the Next Generation. This outfit is identical to another one from Fanime. It's from the Fanime era, a long time ago. And yeah, it has a hood, and it goes up like this. And there is one other person in the world that has a similar one, a Fanime girl, who has a similar one to this one. And who I believe who was seen again in, I believe 2019 or 2020, somewhere around there, and happened to come up and it was faded on her at this point because she's a Fanime regular. And she said, I'm 18 now. She had that to her friends and everything. So I was like, oh, that's cool. You know? So, yeah, well, I think that was 2019, 2020. Anyway, so, okay, that's cool. But yeah, she had it was faded, but mine's intact. I got it the same year. It's a coincidence. It's a weird coincidence. That's a weird coincidence. Next gen outfit. So yeah. Anyway, so with a hood. Anyway, so yeah, there's I don't even know what her name was. Was it Kira by chance? That would be funny. Is she one of the actors on this show? That would be interesting. Maybe. Now that it's 2026, she could be one of the characters. But I'm sure they totally modeled her after. No. But yes, so we have Darren and Jaden and all that, and we have the weird Amok Time wedding idea, and the bride obviously, because in Amok Time T'Pring dumps Spock after Kirk and Spock fight, because T'Pring really doesn't want Spock, and that's where the KS stuff started, because they were like, oh, he's essentially fighting over the girl, but not really. He's fighting for Spock, so the natural progression is he's in love with her. KS, Kirk Spock. Not really, but yeah. This kid has a case of the not gays. Well, he actually has a case of the gays. In this version, though, of Amok Time, on the Khionian planet, in this version, she acknowledges basically that he's gay, and he doesn't like. Yeah, he's totally metro and gay. He doesn't want her. He's just saying he loves her so that he can be like the king of the planet. She's the queen. She's gonna be the queen, like the Borg queen, like the Sillian queen, like the Elysian queen. So they're Elysians as well. They're descendants of the Elysians. They have that queen thing going on. But he wants to be the other kind of queen. Oh my! So yeah, she recognizes that he wants his other life at the academy and his emotional content and all that stuff is connected more to the academy and staying on Earth and doing that than running this other planet randomly. That it sounds so similar to that episode Haven of the Next Generation, where Troy is going to be married all of a sudden to somebody she's betrothed to, and even though she and Riker, it was her first time back in the day, and yeah, actually he's betrothed to Riker technically, but Troy's going to be married off to the aliens who turn out to be connected to a plague ship that was coming by, the first Terrellians. Yeah, that's another name and race that me and Mark's Cards thought of. Secondly, Mark's Cards, John Yeager, thought of the Terrellians, and they kept mentioning different versions of Terrellians all through Next Generation, including starting with those guys. The very week that he hadn't seen the episode. So Terrellians, later on he saw the episode, Terrellians, oh, Terrellians again. How can they think of that name? It's completely the same. It's spelled the same and everything. His Terrellians, though, were lizard people. Anyways, but they did lizard people later on Enterprise when they had Terrellians. Matter of time. Yeah, so, but that's neither here nor there. So basically, they have a wedding in the story, and they're wearing these garish outfits, and Klingons don't like cold. And you think they would, though. I think they'd be Vikings. I think they'd like the cold. Yeah, they like it hot, I guess. I don't think it matters to them. It shouldn't matter to them, the Klingons. I think that our medical Klingon guy is just a pussy as a Klingon. He's not very good at what he's doing, yeah. But he's dressed in this getup. And there's other scenes in getup, and they're kind of doing a case of the we're obviously gay thing going on. And so it's like, yeah, these two obviously want to bang. There's a lot of suggestive want to bang in here. And the betrothed lady recognizes that and goes like, wait a minute, my betrothed husband from Earth is obviously a thing for the Klingon and possibly some other dude. And he's sensitive and caring and wants to be on the planet, but he's an a-hole sometimes. So he's not, but he is, and he's well, of course he's an a-hole. Lots of drag queens can be a-holes. Some of them are, some of them aren't. My. And it's like that getup that he was wearing when he took off that coat. Oh my God. It's like what I was saying about denim is back. Denim is back. the kids had brought back denim. So it's like the 80s all over again over there at the cast. Denim is back. You try one of the cast members. You're just like you dress just like I did in the spring of '88 and '89. I don't want to hear that. Says it 14-year-old. I don't want to hear that. That I'm not doing something original. No, I said it's coming back. It's cool. It's coming around again. It's a trend down to denim. Except my outfit was different because I got a new denim thing over there, and because it's back, and but I didn't really do like the rock shirt, Transformer shirt thing. That's later. That's the '90s when they had stuff like Hot Topic came about, and you could buy stuff like that, or you could put it on a green screen shirt. And that's the early '90s. That's a little later, but usually what I had as a shirt was a brand name. Lacoste or alligator thing or Vans or something. That's what it usually was. It was usually like a skater thing or Bozer thing with a denim jacket. And the denim Minions jacket is usually not the brand name jacket necessarily. The Minion jacket is usually not Levi. It's usually some knockoff of Levi. If it's actually Levi, then you're not a poser, mall rat. You're a preppy. So that's it. It's a little different. And sometimes a preppy is Letterman jacket. I try to be a valley guy in the story. Not the leather jacket anymore. That was out. The leather jacket was the 50s and 60s, and then it kind of went the other way. But yes. But so this guy was wearing this outfit, and he was like a cross between the Frankenfurter character. Yeah, he looked like Frankenfurter from with David Bowie. Tim Curry and David Bowie together. A little Prince. Those outfits were Prince, David Bowie, and Tim Curry. I was like, oh my God. Wow, that outfit. And he put a dress on a Klingon. It's freaking out all the right-wingers. A dress on a Klingon. Well, he's a gay Klingon. He's in everything. Oh my. And they're in San Francisco, so what? In that timeline, it's supposed to be 3295, so doesn't matter. And it's been about a month since the coma episode, according to the timeline, even though it's been a week. And it's really been a week. And they are following the Calicat timeline on the show. I don't know why. I wasn't in the studio, but that's nice of them to follow that. So they're doing the thing, and they're, yeah, I do know why. And he hasn't been actually contacting Mir hasn't been contacting his girlfriend who has come out of her coma. He's been contacting the brother, I guess, and the brother went off to do his own thing and got sunburned and stuff on vacation. He's been contacting the brother, not her. It's kind of like the brother's right there. Ask him. It's like he's right there. Ask him. So finally, at the end, he gets up the courage after he gets in trouble to go and contact her. It would have been nice had they shown a response, got a reply on the scanner, sophisticated iPhone that he had there, iPad that he had there. Show like a reply. A simple reply, like something out of Lucas, like, I know. See you soon. There should have been something in there. It's kind of your Valentine episode, basically, kind of thing. That was kind of last season. Yeah, last episode, it was Valentine. And he screws the powerful Bajoran chick who has Sillian powers. And, nearly killed her. Because her powers were so sweet. Oh, yeah, and more point of that episode. Yeah, the Trek Yards people were right and wrong, but mostly right, about what she was doing. They had to visually show that she had psionic powers. Not sonic powers, psionic powers. And how do you show something with mental powers? You either do it the X-Men series way, with Professor X touching his head, or Jean Grey touching her head and zoom in on the eyes, and then the other person goes, falls over. Or you have some kind of a psionic wave that you edit in post that goes weird. They chose to do kind of both, and it kind of sounded like he was using his powers to do that. I think the idea from the story is that she connected with Mir, and Mir was transmitting the signal, because she didn't beam over to the ship. She used his head to transmit her psionic signal through to the crew. That's what's going on. That's what I gather from that scene. It was just a little awkward. What I would have done is I would have said, "Oh, she's in my head. Ah, nah," something like that. It would have been silly, but at least it would have been like, "Oh, okay, she possessed him with her powers." And she's like, beep. Sure, it's silly, but hey, it's a silly scene anyway. They're trying to be all serious. Oh, there's one guy died. Oh, friend. No, it's still silly. But that wedding episode. Oh my goodness, like that outfit. Oh my god. Oh. Yeah, he was Frankenfurter. Yeah. Oh my god. Whew. It is a good thing the Klingon warriors did not see him dressed like that. Or the other guy, for that. The other guy had a similar Frankenfurter outfit. From the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Simulcast is in this, apparently. They should have had like a... Yeah, the warrior Klingons would see him dressed like that and laugh a little bit, but at least one of them would go like, I will give him a drink and then I will have him. Because we Klingons do not talk about the gay. However, some of us are. We like burly biker guys. Somebody pick him up. Oh my. Yeah, some of them are Metro. That's freaking out the fans. But you figured like in the distant future when there aren't as many of them, they would be. Because they'd have to go ahead. I thought for sure Genesis was going to bang Mirror or vice versa. Maybe they will. Maybe they won't. But I think she's more like a friend zone person. That's the kids say, a friend zone. And she doesn't actually want to do it. She just want to hang out with them. I have lots of those. I have more of those than lovers. You think I'd have all these lovers? No, I don't. Friends, lots of friend zone. But yeah, I'm not taking them with me, unfortunately. But yes, oh my, they're in the friend zone, and they were trying to fight the warp slug things, which is stupid but funny. And there was a toe scene of the Tutaro. Yeah, where's Tilly? Where's Sylvia Tilly? I know what happened is Mary Wiseman didn't want to commit to a series. That's what really happened. But as a character that inspired them doing this in the first place, she needs to have more than a cameo in the final episode. But apparently it's going to be a cameo. Yeah, it's like no, she inspired the whole thing. If you're going to do that and not have her in it, hire Cal Cat and Mark's Cards to do the next series and have us be in it. Just walk in and go, yes, cadet. I see. That would be surreal, a live action like that. How would we even do that? We'll have the costumes. I could do like the Steve Shives thing against the background and have like, I'm on a starship kind of thing. I won't. We'll see. Anyway, so yeah, so this was a review of this episode. And actually not too rambly. I was sticking to the plot of the story. I was thinking of what it's about. The hot gay Klingon guy. His hot gay friend. And his Khionian friend that can turn into a metallic sort of Zentradi fallen one. He's a Nephilim, basically. And do his thing and then leave. He's a Nephilim people. Makes sense. Water world or moon world or something. And if they actually turned to metal, they would sink. They wouldn't be buoyant anymore. So that whole line about the moon and metal and water kind of doesn't make sense, but okay, fine. Yeah, so and off to the side here in the corner, just to screw with the visual there. Yeah, Starfleet Academy. I think that's it. Yeah, get shower episode 7. Yeah.